What the fuck we got going on in America? Did you guys hear about the private prisons? The private prisons, not the federal prisons, not the state-owned prisons, but the private prisons are suing states that they reside in, right? Over the fact that the states are not sending prisoners to these private prisons that I guess they contracted for. The private prisons are claiming that the states promised them a certain amount of prisoners. So now these private prisons are suing the states that they are in. Do you guys not understand now? This is a fucking game, a corporation, a business. And we are the product still. This is the most disturbing and alarming piece of information I have ever had to share. Trump just signed an executive order criminalizing homelessness and directing states to institutionalize individuals with mental health disorders and substance abuse disorders. This is not a joke. The ACLU is all over this. I don't know why this isn't on every single news outlet. Share this information with absolutely everybody and anybody you can. This is truly unimaginable. The name of this executive order is Ending Crime and Disorder on American Streets. This is what Trump's homeless plan actually looks like. Utah is building a 1,300-bed camp for homeless people, and advocates are calling it what it actually is, a forced labor camp. It's being built to enforce Trump's new executive order on homelessness, the one that threatens to cut funding from states unless they start criminalizing homeless people sleeping on the streets. The facility will sit on 16 acres of land outside Salt Lake City. State officials are calling it an accountability center. So all the members of the Trump regime are going to be held accountable in there too, or what? Advocates are calling it a prison with a nicer sign. Over 300 of the beds will be for people who will be involuntarily committed, meaning they'll be sent there against their will. Others will be assigned to work-conditioned housing, aka forced labor. Utah officials say it's a transformative way to handle homelessness. But this doesn't sound like help. It sounds like torture and punishment. This forced labor camp is a test run for Trump's national plan to build tent cities on cheap land. And in his words, where homeless people can be rounded up and put to work. The Trump regime is turning poverty into a crime, even though they're the ones responsible for making the poverty happen. So when Trump says he's ending crime and disorder, remember what that really means. He's rounding up poor people that he helped create and throwing them into forced labor camps against their will.
There are owners of private prisons who are suing the states they are contracted to imprison people in because they don't have enough prisoners, because the state got lax on some of their laws and decided to be more lenient on incarceration. So you have a state government that goes, all right, we ain't gonna put as many people in prison. But the private company running the prison goes, nah, motherfucker, you promised us this 80% capacity at all times. We at 50% capacity. Go catch some niggas and bring them and or reimburse me for the people that are not in here. And the state can't afford to do it. So they locked up in court right now. Bam. Almost everybody in this country, you're a commodity to someone else.
All right. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Now my honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters is out there, onto the like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. We done told you. We done said it several times. And it's clear as day that this society, Babylon the Great, has been nothing but a giant concentration camp, a prison for the children of Israel. All right. And it's clear as day, like what's Menace to Society, the scene with the guy who called Rock. He was talking to his son, he was talking to Kane and Sharif, and he said, the hunt for black men is on. That's what he said. He's like, the hunt is on. So if I can find it, I'll put it in the video. This is why sometimes you have to watch videos. I mean, not videos, movies, and because art imitates life. Menace. Oh yeah, see, yeah. This is a scene, and as a spirit too. I just did a show on contracts, and for a long time, they have been, we've been hearing about birth certificates, social security card, and everything like that. You had a Jordan Maxwell he always break it down, the birth canal, you come from your mother. She gives birth and said that she has, telling the state that she gave birth, social security, you've been given. No, your birth certificate you give, and then your social security you get later as a commodity. And what's been recently put out there in social media of the fine print that's in the social security card, which I'm going to show it again on this, but I want y'all brothers to hear this. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Not much, just chatting.
Yeah, we talking about this Kansas trip.
Kansas? So what about Kansas?
So what are you gonna do, KD? You gonna fuck around out there in the streets till you get killed? Like your cousin, maybe?
What's that, sir?
Well, Sharif tells me him and Stacy have been trying to get you to leave with him.
Yeah, but I don't know about no Kansas.
Yeah, I hear you there, I was teasing Sharif.
One thing for sure, this movie is a ghetto classic, but one thing about this particular scene is always a constant reminder. If you come from the poorest part, you assume that going to another location is better than the location that you live at, because the curses hit Jake heavy, and this has been going on for since we got here, always trying to run away from an issue, and no matter where you go, there's always something, because the curses, because the curses are heavy. So I just wanted to put that part out there.
Brief about that before you came in. But what are you gonna do if you stay? Sharif used to get into all kinds of shit before he found the nation. Now, I'm no Muslim, but I agree with some of the things they say regarding black people. And if Allah helps to make him a better man than Jesus can, then I'm all for it.
And Allah is nothing but a form of a trap. Jesus is another form of a trap. So you got trap door number one, Allah, or in this case, trap door number two, the bejesus, right? You got all these different trappings, and either way, you still trapped. They got you. America's nothing but a prison, and people are gonna realize that shit. You're nothing but a commodity. Mainly blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're nothing but a commodity. You're nothing but a number. And like this guy's about to say,
think about your life. being a black man in America isn't easy. The hunt is on.
The hunt is on. So I would have just that part right there. That was a powerful part. The hunt is on for us. And Esau, especially in these latter days, he's fully coming. He's coming. All right. And you're not gonna realize it till it's too little, too late. Revelations 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is coming down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And like the man made a statement, he said, the very people that Trump is making poor, he's criminalizing them. All right, which leads to what? The mark of the beast. There's only be two classifications of people: the have and the have-nots, which are the rich and the poor. And everybody, I think that because you got a couple of thousands of dollars in the bank, you're good. You got assets, and you're poor. They're gonna take everything from everybody. You are poor. The hunt is on. All right. For all you people that been talking ish about the nation of Israel and lifting your bootstraps and all this other nonsense, well, you're gonna be hunting too. Jacob's trouble is the world's trouble. 2 Ezra 6:16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Because technically, what the poor can do, they have no money, they need help, but yet they're being punished to the extent of the Lord. That program that he's doing. That's not a helpful program. All right. Here it is. You have houses that have that's not occupied, but if you go into the house, that's trespassing. But you have a house that nobody can live in there. You kick people out of the house. So now, by the extent of their law, they're about to come down with great wrath over who? The poor, mainly Israel. It says, they shall take away certain of you, feed you, being idle of things offered unto idols. Joel's reference the movie The Purge. Okay, the people that's in poverty. Which one was it? The second, maybe the second or third one, where the woman's father realized that the family can't take care of him, that he would sacrifice himself for the very rich, so that way they will get the money off of his sacrifice, and who they was going to sacrifice him under to a different deity, different god. All right, and that movie was the founding fathers. So the hunt is on. All right, it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So those that have property, you're going to lose your property. Under what law? Under the Insurrection Act, under the NDAA, claiming that you people are terrorists. They can do that. They can cease and desist. This is why people that get locked up, they have what? They have no right. You have no rights because you are a criminal. So now they need to find more criminals. This devil is slick, man. This is why we say Esau is the devil. Not Proverbs. What I'm thinking about. Psalms 10. I start at 5. His ways are always grievous. thy judgment are far above of his sight. For all his enemies he puff at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He layeth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. So he's drawing everybody into his net. That net is trap. He's trying to trap people. And if he can't get the majority of the poor, which he's going to cause everybody to be poor, he's going to come after the rest. Those that have think that they're secure. All right. You can see the plan right in front of you. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. Verse 9 in NLT, the lion, like a lion's crouching in hiding, they wait to pounce on the helpless, like the hunters that capture the helpless and drag them away in nets. And that's what they're doing. And they're constantly building more of these prisons because they expect an uproar, an uptake of angry people. And all they're doing is entrapping the people. They're about to take everything from everybody. Okay? Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. And that's a wicked law. I was real quick. Sirach. Real quick. Is it Surah 29? And this is what they're not doing. Sirach 29 and 8. Yet have thou patience with a man in poor estate, and delay not to show him mercy. Help the poor for the commandment's sake, and turn him not away because of his poverty. Loose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let not rust under a stone be lost, which Esau is not doing. All right, he's doing the complete opposite. I believe it's he gains. No, that's not the one. But that was a good one though. Let me get the other one. Sirach 4 and 5. It says, turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him no occasion to curse thee. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer should be heard of him that made him. Get thyself to love. So the bitterness of the souls of men is gonna hate. They hate Esau because he's bringing that hate, and this is why people are gonna take matters into their own hand. A lot of people that's disappearing. A lot of people either ICE or they're homeless. They're getting kicked out. All these things are happening. So the Lord is he's using Esau to condemn Esau. All right, that's the best way I can say. Because at the end of the day, he is the one that is oppressing the people. Let me get this real quick. Isaiah 14. 15, I believe. No. Okay, there it is. Isaiah 14 and 17. No, 16. They they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? In the kingdom of heaven, this is the proverb. This is how we're gonna disrespect them. All right. The other nations, they're gonna be looking at Esau like, damn, this is the same guy, that had his policy that destroyed the earth with his weapons of mass destruction. But here's the point. 17, that made the world as a wilderness, that destroyed cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. So automatically he is associated of locking people up. Okay. And when you read that, the reference is Lucifer, which is the king of Israel, a king of Babylon, Slakia. Revelation 2 and 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But I said, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. So the stage is set. Being poor in the society is, I guess, evil as breaking the law. All right. While they're deliberately making people poor and going to throw people into prison and take away all your goods. So this shit's about to get real. Like I always, to the spirit, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna pose that question to everybody out there, and everybody that believes you should already know the answer. When everything's taken from you, you left with nothing. Who are you at the end of the day? So with that being said, shalom to the elected and the nation of Israel. Shalom.